All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we're going to get into the final game that we are going to preview on the slate, and that is the Lions and the Rams. And that was a game that was very entertaining last year in the playoffs, one of the best playoff games from last year. And yeah, so this will be the Sunday night matchup, and I don't know. I like the Rams in this one. I think the Rams are gonna pull it off and upset the Lions here. Now, I could be wrong. Because I mean the Lions are a really good team, but the Rams could have won that game. No, they only lost that game by a point. Now, there's gonna be no more Aaron Donald. We know that, and that's something to keep an eye on throughout the season, how they deal with that. But I've said, like, Sean McVay is a good coach, and I feel like they're going to figure it out. Like, they'll be okay. As long as the offense, plays like it did last year, because you saw when Matthew Stafford was healthy, and, the young guys like Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua, and Cooper Kupp, of course, coming back from injury as well. When they were all clicking, that offense was one of the best offenses in football. And, if Stafford continues to play like that, like the Matthew Stafford that we're accustomed to seeing, the Rams are going to win games. And again, it's funny because, I have the Lions going to the Super Bowl, but I got them losing here. Look, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's not the end of the world. They'll be okay. But I just think in this spot here, I got the Rams winning. So, right now, Lions are 3.5-point favorites, and it stayed that way. And on CBS, the public, 62% are on the Rams with the spread. So maybe I should take the Lions. And at least on CBS, minus 3.5, the Lions are plus 100. So it's almost like they want you to take the Rams with the 3.5, which is interesting. So maybe I might have to change. No, I don't know. I'm sticking with it. I hope, for fantasy purposes, Puka Nacua has a big game. I also do have Jake Bates, the UFL kicker that the Lions signed, that was making all those 60-yarders, so I hope he has a big game as well. But yeah, I'm going to say that the Rams went outright. And again, if that's what ends up happening, it's not the end of the world for the Lions. It'd just be one game. I mean, it'd be disappointing. But, I got to see Stafford get revenge against his former team. But I just find it funny how, we saw Peyton Manning face off against his former team, the Colts. He loses. Stafford last year in the playoffs loses to the Lions. Tom Brady beats the Patriots, of course, when they played it a few years ago now. That was back in 2021. So, yeah, I think Stafford will get him this time. And I got the Rams making the playoffs, so I want them to get up to a good start. Prove me right. I think a lot of teams have the Rams making the playoffs. So, Yeah, no, it should be fun. I mean, look, week one got off to such a great start. Um, and I think this is a great game to end off our Sunday. I know some people are like, "Well, we just got this. Couldn't they have chosen anything else?" I mean, I guess, but I mean, it's still gonna be a good game, right? So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this game. This game I'll be locked in for. Should be home by the time. Should be home before this game even starts. Coming back from the Giant game. Hopefully the Giants are coming off of a win there. But yeah, I mean you got playmakers all over the place here. I told you about the Rams playmakers, but Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery for the Lions, and AmonRaSt.Brown and Sam Laporta. This game's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, no, let me know what you guys think though about that game. Who do you have winning? Again, I think either way it's going to be a competitive game, but we'll see who comes out on top. But yeah, no, it should be a fun weekend. This is our second of 5 days of football in a row. Last night with the opener, tonight the Brazil game, tomorrow full slate of college football, Sunday all day NFL, and then Monday night got Jets 49ers, which I will preview on Monday. But yeah, week one got off to a great start. And let's see what tonight's game brings. And let's see what kind of wackiness we get over the weekend. But yeah, football's back. I mean, I'm just so excited. But the other thing too is, I keep saying this, hopefully by Monday, this cold that I have is gone. It's been a week, and you hear it in my voice. It's like, it's like, man, this kid is crying. I mean, my eyes are shining. Guys are probably thinking I'm doing all this crying. It's because I'm emotional that football's back. It's been a long off season. I'm so emotional over being back, and also I'm emotional because the Yankees have been really disappointing me as of late, and they're in Chicago today. They're playing against the Cubs, so and they haven't played in Wrigley since 2017. But yeah, tonight's game though, back to football, Packers Eagles. Going to be locked in for that. I really want to see if Jordan Love can repeat what he did last year. Now, I think he will. But, he's got to go out there and prove it. And then Jalen Hurts, the people are, on him a little bit for his performance towards the end of the year. How is he going to prove the doubters wrong, And the running backs. How's Barkley going to look? How's Jacobs going to look? Should be a fun game. And it's like I said, it's going to be a fun weekend. Going to Giants Vikings. We'll see what that brings. Really hope the Giants, put on a good show and they'll be wearing those uniforms, which was really the primary reason why I wanted to go to the game, was to see them in those uniforms. I just hope they play well. That's what I'm hoping for. Don't embarrass me. I want to be happy. I mean, regardless, I'll be fine. Like if the Giants lose, so be it. It is what it is. I've seen a lot of losing from them over the last few years. Well, even longer than that. That you're used to it. But let's hope that they're on an upward trajectory if you're a Giant fan. And this is one of the games that I think they could actually win. there's a lot of games on the schedule where you're like, probably not going to win that game. So let's see what the Giants do. Again, it's going to be fun going with friends, and my parents will be there as well. So it should be a good time. Tailgating, of course, having a cheeseburger at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's tailgating. But yeah, it should be good, and looking forward to it. And hopefully, my team bails me out, because already, as GMs of my fantasy teams, I'm off to a good start. I'm already losing by like 50 points in one league because the person I'm playing against had Lamar, Rasheed Rice, and Harrison Butker. So already I'm down like 60 to like 11. Because I had Kelsey, who didn't really have a big game, and I started the Chiefs defense. So yeah, already off to a great start. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out all the other shows as well. Make sure to give all the other shows some love, like I always say. Enjoy the game tonight. Should be fun. And yeah. So that is all the time that we have for today. As always, I'm your host, Kenneth Grunfelder, signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day. Enjoy the games this weekend. Enjoy your weekend in general, whatever you're doing. And I will talk to you guys on Monday. Take care.